Hello guys, and we are here for some awesome game day bingo. We are super excited to be here with you guys live as we're going to be streaming to those Pilot TVs, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch, so hopefully you guys are checking those out. Me and Jordy are going to have a blast here as we play through the next 23 games with you guys live.
Absolutely. Stick around. We will be here for the next 2 hours playing through some amazing happy hour game day bingo. Just under 10 seconds to get enrolled in our first round of this awesome game. And as we do so, we want to take a peek back to just yesterday. We gave out one single jackpot to start off this week as we had that Monday win going out to Jude Quinn. They play over at Eagles Litchfield when they got to take home $4,077. Congratulations to Jude Quinn.
Yeah, a great win going out to them in that great game of Game Day Bingo, and I'm assuming was a major jackpot. Actually, I know it was a major jackpot that went out in Game Day Bingo, as I was actually there live when it happened. As it was during our happy hour action. I was super shocked as we had a 60 ball or less minor jackpot that I was expecting to give out. And that $4,000, you're kind of riding in a gray area where you don't know if the jackpot's going to go out or if it is going to go out. And it ended up getting a really low ball count. I think it was at 52 balls that they were able to win it in.
Wow.
And it was very impressive. So good job to you, Jude Quinn.
Absolutely. That's a great jackpot prize.
It sounds like a music artist.
Mm-hmm. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, Jude Quinn. I don't know why. Probably because Jude is.
Hey Jude.
I thought there was an artist that went by Jude, but I couldn't think of it. But great stuff there, as we also have great stuff on our social media pages. And the best way to stay up to date with our Pilot Games action is giving us a like and follow on our Facebook page. Just search our Pilot Games and look for our logo. By doing that, you'll stay updated with weekly bingo schedules, event details, reminders, big progressives, player pictures, and more. You can also check out the website link on Facebook. We have a link tree with all the info you need, including a bar locations tab that opens up a map that shows you all the pinned locations where you can play Pilot Games at. Our other social media links connect you to our Twitter as well as Instagram, and even more there as well. So just the hub of all things Pilot Games, available on that awesome Facebook page. We hope you're checking it out.
Absolutely, it is a great place to stay in the know about everything we have going on here, but we are about to close in on a winner of this very first round of Happy Hour Game Day Bingo. We have what looks to be about 4 or 5 of you big time players in line, but Scott M pulls away over at the Old Bot Bank as they take away that minor jackpot prize in our very first game. $154 is going out to you, Scott M. Congratulations there. We'll have $37.70 getting tacked onto a double Musco opportunity going into this game number 2.
Should be a lot of fun as we get enrolled into this game 2 after giving out that awesome minor prize. And as we get enrolled into this game 2, with just 2 minutes to get enrolled, we would like to talk about our live bingo schedule, as we play a lot of fun bingo throughout our day, as we get every live bingo day started off with Game Day Bingo running from 12 all the way till 1 p.m. Monday through Friday, me and Jordy like to live host those shows, giving out some great prizes, trying to give out that minor, major, and mega prize like we're doing right now.
Absolutely. We have so much fun during that lunchtime show, and then you guys jump into your first opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo at 1 p.m. before jumping into some more great Game Day Bingo from 1 all the way till 4 p.m. Then at 4 p.m. you get that second opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo. It was the game that led you to us being here live. It has not gone out today, so you guys will be going into a 6 p.m. round later tonight of over $47,000 on the line.
Absolutely, but before we get into that 6 p.m. opportunity, we'll be playing Game Day Bingo here from 4 all the way till 6 p.m. 23 matchups of it. Should be a lot of fun, as our first game unhosted will be sending you into that game of Lucky 4 Bingo. I mean, 47 grand, the largest jackpot available today. Should be a lot of fun.
I know, we're sitting pretty clean slate right now at all of our jackpots.
We are
officially in the growing process right now, so we can't wait to see who's the next winner is going to be.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, mega at $10,000, major at $1,000, minor at $33. Yeah. So it all is very, very low. That does mean probably a jackpot prize already went out today as a very early win, as they must have won that, at 50 balls? It must have been at 50 balls. Gregory over at the Barrel House Bar and Cafe took home a prize earlier today of $2,134.
That's right. Congratulations to Gregory, who was able to take home that $2,000 prize just earlier today.
Yeah, great win, great win. But we were talking about our live bingo schedule, and we were talking about the game day bingo we're heading into from 6 all the way till 10 p.m., but it normally runs from 6 all the way till 10 p.m. Tonight is a little different, as we are going to be celebrating a MegaSota game night. That gets started at 6:40 every single Tuesday, and we're going to cover what games are going to be going to you guys live in those matchups.
Well, starting at about 6:40 p.m., you'll be jumping into a little top dog action, the high-low game of the night, where it's going to be some awesome fun where the biggest winners and the biggest losers of the round each get to take home some first-place prizes. Then at about 6:55, you'll be jumping into a little fishing derby before 2 great games of game day bingo that'll lead you into some more tournament-style action.
Definitely a great opportunity there, as you'll then hop into
that 7:25 game of open season.
Yeah, open season. Great stuff. Is then you play easy money, $10.50 winners, and then Jackpot Jungle to end it all off. We got that grand finale prize, $17,000. You can take home in 54 balls or less. It's definitely a great time, as that'll head you right into game day bingo. That'll run all the way till 10 p.m.
If you can't come out for tonight's specialty night, don't worry. We've got another one coming to you live tomorrow. That's right, I'll be interrupting that 6 to 10 time at 7 p.m. as you guys can check that out each and every Wednesday at 7 for a little Wild Wednesday action. Ian and I get the privilege of hosting that great show as we have our own tournament-style games and jackpot prizes, not to mention those PGO points that we can't wait to award to lucky players. If you're planning on coming out for either specialty night, make sure you're signed up at pgl.world.
It's definitely a fantastic opportunity for you guys to be able to win some great cash prizes. Me and Jordy have a lot of fun on those specialty nights. We are at 5 balls away for Navy Eagle, you, and Bray, as we have 46 balls dropped in this matchup. We got a 52 ball or less minor prize, a 48 ball or less major prize, and a 45 ball or less mega prize. But I think what a lot of people are gunning for is that double must-go prize. $66.80 will be available to anybody who wins it from here on out as we move past all of those jackpot prizes, with you right now leading the charge.
Absolutely. We'll have to see who that lucky player is going to be as we're closing in here, as we can't wait to start talking about those great national days that you guys can maybe be out there celebrating today, as we've got plenty of them that I'm sure one of them will hit home for you.
Has the show You lost its novelty for you? Before we get into that question, we do have Larmo over at Queenie's Sports Bar and Grill taking home that awesome prize of $66.80.
That's right. Congratulations, Larmo. But, yeah, I would say that it has.
It's lost. I felt like it needed to be not a series type show. I think there was some value in having it be a 3-season type show, but I thought that it really has now extended past what it should have been.
Is there more coming out to it?
I think there is. How many episodes are now?
There's 4 seasons. Wow.
Yeah, 4 seasons. Last season just came out in 2023. That is the only season I haven't watched. Season 3 was really where I started to lose interest. Season 2 and Season 1 were really where I found myself really enthralled in the storyline, and I felt like it should have been like a walk off into the sunset, psycho killers kind of romance ends in Season 2 kind of deal.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I really don't like where they went after Season 2. I definitely fell off. I barely remember any of Season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I even watch Season 3? I'm now looking at Season 3 and I'm not even sure if I ended up watching a lot of Season 3. Yeah, I don't even know if I finished that one either. But I really enjoyed the first season. I thought the first season was really, really captivating. I thought what Penn Bagley did a really good job. I like him in a lot of roles that he does, and so it's not easy for me to say I like Penn Bagley in that role. And I think they do a good job of casting people, and that was one of my big pluses of the show, is that I liked a lot of them. The only thing I didn't like was, one thing I really didn't like was the Wolf You bit that they did.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was one that I can't forget about it. I wish I could forget about it. That would be really nice. But yeah, even they have went on to do like podcasts. Penn Bagley and Victoria, the person who plays Love in that, talking about how they were like physically cringing as they said it to each other on set. Like they did not like saying it either, but it was what they wrote for them.
Yeah, that's definitely a really interesting one. I know a lot of people had a lot of opinions on this show. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, though. I really like the two leading actors, and even Elizabeth Lale, who played Beck in season 1. I really liked the casting of it. It fell off for me after season 2. I even liked the setting of season 2, as it was such a drastic change to New York, but, yeah, I don't know.
What?
Definitely
Season
fell
2 had a change?
Yeah, he goes to, like, California, and that's where he meets
Is that what it is?
Love.
Oh, I thought he was in the same... I guess, yeah,
He flees New York, yeah.
Yeah, he flees New York in the end. I just can't remember the whole timeline of it.
She's working at, like, a organic market or something.
Yeah, I just assumed that was in New York. Like, that's, that's definitely could exist in New York as well. And so I never put together... I just am not remembering pieces of the show. But super fun stuff. Didn't watch season 4. And if they come out with a season 5, probably won't watch it either. Season 5 will be the final chapter. That will be the end of the You saga. The fact that it's ending with season 5, you'd only need to watch 2 seasons. Would that at all call to you?
Give me like 2 more years and I'll watch it from the beginning again. And I'll watch it all the way through. Yeah. Once season 5 is completely out, then I can go start to finish.
Then you can just binge through the bad parts.
Exactly.
Like that, you hop on your phone during the bed and you're just like scrolling, and then by the time it gets good again, you can engage.
I end up falling off, and then I gave it a good old honest try. But yeah, I'll probably give it a try another time in a few more years once the full show comes out and it has more bingeability. And I'm further removed from it, because we just watched it, 3 years ago?
I don't remember, yeah.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, it was whenever season 3 was coming out. I feel like that I was watching it as it came out for season 3. So that would be, I guess we can find out. That would have been 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Well,
So you were right on the money with 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You were playing out there, but we have Ma over at Queenie's Sports Bar and Grill taking home our lovely Musco prize. $19.50 going out to you, Ma, as we now get enrolled into this game number 4. Game 4 will include a minor jackpot at 56 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we watch that thing grow as we get enrolled over the next 2 minutes.
And as we get enrolled in the next 2 minutes, we're going to be jumping into those national days that I alluded to earlier. Our first one is National Shawarma Day, and National Shawarma Day happens to fall on October 15th, and it helps celebrate the Middle Eastern rotisserie method of cooking meats such as lamb, chicken, or beef, and dishes that they make. Not only does a shawarma bring a mouth-watering flavor, but it also can be enjoyed in a variety of ways.
Absolutely. Definitely a fun one we get to highlight here on today, as you can get a lot of different flavors when it comes to the shawarma, and it's all super tasty.
Absolutely. I am a huge fan of shawarmas. I grew up having shawarmas. And I gotta say, I am a little partial to the grilled chicken shawarmas. I am a big fan of that being my protein, and my perfect shawarma does have French fries stuffed inside, but it also has that amazing pure garlic sauce and hummus, as well as a little red onion.
Very, very cool. Yeah, shawarma is a healthier alternative for you if you're looking to have something be really well within your diet. It can be around, like a chicken shawarma has only 475 calories, with 83% of it being protein, which is really, really great. It makes it satiating, super filling, and tastes good as well. So you add all that together. Maybe you need to bring more shawarma into your diet on a regular basis.
Absolutely. I am a huge fan of the shawarma. It is something that I would bring more into my diet if I could. I might have to start making myself shawarmas at home more often.
Yeah, that would be a great option for you to be able to have for lunches in particular.
I used to. When we would go into the office in person, I would make my chicken wraps. I used to make them more shawarma style.
You just made it wrapped in a burrito kind of style thing instead of the pita bread.
Tortilla, yeah,
instead of the pita bread. So that awesome, no matter how you're having it. So definitely a fun one to highlight. Hopefully you guys can enjoy some shawarma, either wherever you're at, or you can plan out a fun little friend get together to try out some shawarma at a fun restaurant.
Absolutely. If you guys have Middle Eastern restaurants near you, go and try them. They have some of the most amazing food on the menu. I gotta say, I crave a tabbouleh salad probably once a month, and it's hard to get your hands on in some areas, and so this is a great one to celebrate, and so maybe look up the nearest shawarmas near you.
Yeah, last time I had shawarma, I had it in my buddy's backyard. He lived right across the street from me. Well, his uncle and aunt lived right across the street from me, and they were having a family get together. They were all a lot of them are from the Middle East, and so then he had me come over because I was just hanging around at my house, and so then he got me over, and we just hung out in the backyard, cooked the meat on the grill, and put it fresh into some pita bread. It was super tasty.
Delicious. Whenever I think of a shawarma, I think of my very good friend Parker, who loves telling his favorite shawarma he's ever eaten story. And he was up in Canada with a group of friends, and he was having a good old time. And he disappeared at one point in the night. And when he woke up in the morning, he remembered that he had bought a shawarma, and he was so mad. He was so mad at all of our friends because he was like, someone ate my shawarma. And they were like, no, Parker, you ate your shawarma. Look at you.
Yeah.
You're covered in grease. You ate your shawarma.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I didn't. I would know. I don't have the taste of shawarma in my mouth.
Yeah.
It's garlic. Very potent.
Yeah.
So then he starts patting himself down, and all of a sudden he reaches in his pocket and comes out with the shawarma that he bought at about 3 a.m. the night prior. And he sits on the floor of the living room of their Airbnb, and he eats said shawarma at like 8 a.m. the next morning. And he will shout from the rooftops that it is hands down the best shawarma he has ever eaten.
That is absolutely hilarious.
So, no matter the time of day or night, a shawarma can always hit the spot.
Absolutely. Well, we'll move on to our next national day, as it's National Esthetician Day. We shine the spotlight on the skincare professionals who keep us looking our best on National Esthetician Day. We got any estheticians out there? We shoot some luck out to you for our next matchup because we have already given out this Musco prize.
That's right, as Maddie over at the Eagles Albert Lays taking home $20. Nicely done on that Musco prize. Make sure you guys continue to get enrolled in this next round, as that minor jackpot will be clicking up to 58 balls or less. But we were talking about National Esthetician's Day on today. I could use a good trip to an esthetician.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we all could, every once in a while go see an esthetician, see what kind of skincare, because I feel like our skin changes as we age, as we change, and we need different products to be able to properly care for our skin, and so definitely something that's important to get the advice of every once in a while.
Absolutely. I would love just to have like a full sweep through of like a day where I go to the dermatologist, I go to the ophthalmologist, see how my eyes are, I go to my dentist, get my cleaning, and just like have a full sweep through, just take care of everything that I haven't.
Just hot red gums, hot red face, hot red eyebrow, all around the eyebrows.
It'll be
Everything's going to be a bright red, and then you're going to be so much better for it.
I will.
Oh, it sounds like a great plan for you.
Yeah, I think this winter is when it's going to happen.
That's awesome. Absolutely. Well, let's talk about some fun facts about estheticians. It takes a lot of dedicated training. Becoming an esthetician is while estheticians may not be a medical doctor, they have to put a lot of time into getting their license. When finding an esthetician, make sure they have a current licensing for practicing in your state.
It's a good rule of thumb, guys.
Yeah, definitely important.
There is more to be done than just facials, as most people assume that estheticians mostly focus on facials. However, there is so much more to it. It can come with body contouring, laser hair removal, vascular hair removal, hyperpigmentation laser treatments, microblading, dermablading, eyebrow waxing, extractions, skin rejuvenation, chemical peels, lash lift, lash and brow tinting, ear piercing, and even customized skincare regimes.
Yeah, I mean, really, a lot of different... a lot of different... a lot of different ways that an esthetician can help you out. Definitely cool one to highlight. Estheticians work in a variety of medical spaces as well, while various estheticians work in spas. There are far more locations than that. Estheticians can provide aesthetics at salons, day spas, skin spas, and medi-spas. On the other hand, as is the case at Blue Ridge Dermatology, estheticians can work closely with the dermatologist's office. Some estheticians work in medical practices.
Very cool, as it is so important to find the right esthetician for you. When picking any kind of service provider, really, it is essential to understand how unique your body is. Your body needs a provider who works in the realm of what you need. Asking a friend or family for the recommendation can be great as a way to find the right one for you. Just one thing to pay attention to when finding an esthetician is what they are specializing in their ideal practices. See what your esthetician's specialties are before going to see if it matches what you're looking for. There is also a required comfort level with your esthetician, and make sure you're going to go to someone that makes you feel comfortable in their professional setting.
Absolutely. And last up, an esthetician is not a medical healthcare provider.
No.
Yeah, that's, just have to lay that out there. With all the things that they do, it may feel like it.
Yeah, they work in the cosmetic field.
Yeah, they are cosmetics.
Yeah, but being comfortable with your esthetician is one that is super, super important, especially if you're getting more intimate treatments done. This is definitely one, and I gotta kudos to estheticians for going out of their way to make their clients feel as comfortable as possible.
Oh, I would not be able to be an esthetician because I would see some grody skin and I would be making faces.
And you would have to not react.
I know, I wouldn't. Imagine like any of the Ruggles having to do a job like that.
They're all very expressive people.
we can't hide anything.
Your sister?
My sister
would make some people feel bad.
Oh, there would be fights leaving. Like, she would get cancellations.
She would get
like,
Karen very quickly.
Oh, absolutely. She cannot hide. I don't know. She can't hide anything.
No.
But it's funny, and so I could never be an esthetician. You have to be a top tier service person as well. But before we get into it, we do have our must go winner.
That's right, as Mama Nita over at the Boondocks gets to take home $30. Congratulations going out to you. Make sure you guys continue to get enrolled in this next round as we have that minor jackpot now sitting at 60 balls or less. What Mama Nita would have been taking it home.
Oh yeah, 60 balls or less is what we were able to give it out in game 1 of these matchups. So hopefully we can finally do it once again as we get enrolled into what I believe is our game number 6.
Well, happy National Esthetician Day. If you work in the cosmetic field or know somebody who works as an esthetician, today is the day to show your appreciation for them.
Next up, it's National Cheese Curd Day. National Cheese Curd Day celebrates the velvety goodness of cheese curds.
This is one I wish we were celebrating on today.
Yeah, I think it's a great one to highlight here on today, and cheese curds are delicious.
They're a national treasure, really.
Honestly.
Almost every culture has some type of fried cheese.
Really?
If you look at it, yeah, there's saganaki, there is our cheese curds.
You know way more about cheese than I do.
I do. For someone who has a slight intolerance, I know my dairy.
Yeah, you love dairy for someone who
I just love food.
Yes, yeah, that's...
I have a lot of knowledge on food in general.
Yeah, where I could care less about acquiring knowledge on food. But
I grew up in a foodie household.
Oh, absolutely.
Very different.
But I grew up in a household full of athletes, and so I know everything.
You grew up in a food is fuel household.
Yeah, exactly. Food is fuel.
And I grew up in a food is fun household.
Yeah, so you talk to her about cooking recipes, she knows a lot. If you talk to me about any kind of sports history.
Sports? He's got ya.
I know a lot of sports fun fact. I've realized though, as I have a family friend that he is like an encyclopedia when it comes to just fun facts about the NFL history, NBA history, and it makes me go like, wow, I really am not as like crazy about this as I thought I was. Like I thought I loved it, but not compared to some of these other people.
Zach.
Huh?
Zach?
No.
Oh, I want to know who. But...
AJ.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't
he's
know
just
AJ.
like, he's just an encyclopedia.
Yeah, he's just an encyclopedia about
Just
everything.
a very knowledgeable person.
Yeah, he is.
But we were talking about the cheese curd on today, as we are big fans of it here in the Midwest. I know that we have had some of our favorite cheese curds, if not the best cheese curd we've ever had, out there in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yep.
But did you know it takes a lot of dairy? About 10 pounds of milk are required to produce 1 pound of cheese curds.
Oh, that does take...
That's a lot of condensed dairy.
There you go. Get that cheddar. All styles of cheese start as curds. You should make curds from Parmesan if you want, but cheddar produces the curds we've come to know and love.
Yes, typically, I think Culver's uses a blend of white and yellow cheddars. Big fans. The curds are colorblind, as some... Oh, this explains it for you right here. But some curds are yellow-orange, while others are white. They aren't different types of cheese. There can be different colors depending on the milk. But mostly, the color variations comes from the addition of annatto, which turns the white curds a yellow-orange. Well, there you go.
Wow, there, now we know a little more. Good thing we kept on reading. Where are the best curds in Wisconsin? Okay, as you guys are very close to Wisconsin, I'm sure you can find this place. As it depends on who you're ask. The Old Fashioned in Madison won the 2019 USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice poll. However, East Street's Curd Nerd sampled cheese curds in 2019 at nearly 40 Wisconsin restaurants to find the state's best. Stone Ark Brew Pub in Appleton was crowned cheese curd champion.
That seems like an expedition that I could go on happily.
I feel like this has to be the Stone Arch Brew Pub in Appleton has to be the best one, because I would guess the Reader's Choice one, it's because it's in Madison is the reason it's the top one in Wisconsin. The real one has to be one that maybe people don't know as much.
My cousins grew up in Appleton. I'll have to ask them. We do have 6'9" T-Bird over at the Lookout Bar and Grill taking home that Musco prize, $55.50. Congratulations going out to you, 6'9" T-Bird. Make sure you guys continue to get enrolled in this next round, as we have that minor jackpot sitting at... Oh, wait, no, he took home the minor jackpot.
Yeah.
$193 going out to 6'9" T-Bird. That $55 will be getting tacked on to a double Musco opportunity.
Yeah, great job to you, 6'9" T-Bird, longtime bingo player with us. Has had a lucky beginning of the year. 6'9" T-Bird did. Taking home a lot of big cash prizes. Good to see you back out there having a lot of fun with our games. But we were talking about the curd, and we got the squeak test. Elastic protein strands rub against the enamel of your teeth to create a squeak we've all come to adore.
I can't say that I adore that.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's one of my least favorite parts of eating a cheese curd, is when it feels rubbery.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
It's part of the reason why I don't like a sat out cheese curd. I need it to be fresh, so it doesn't have that rubbery type squeak.
Yeah, make sure you guys go out and try and celebrate the cheese curd on today. It may be the unofficial cheese curd, or Culver's may be the unofficial cheese curd ambassador. The Wisconsin-based chain sells curds in 25 of our U.S. states. In 2019, the franchise deep fried more than 800 million cheese curds served. Every curd comes from Legrander's Hillside Dairy in Stanley.
Definitely some cool stuff there. Well, maybe I can pick up some Culver's while I'm out and about making my runs later tonight. I know you'd appreciate getting some curds in your life. And so happy National Cheese Curd Day as we celebrate this every year on October 15th, as we are now getting enrolled into our next matchup. This should be a fun game as we get enrolled, at game number 7, as we move on to our next National Day.
National Pharmacy Technician Day. And on the third Tuesday in October, this recognizes National Pharmacy Technician Day as an opportunity to thank the technicians for their invaluable support and contributions throughout the year. However, the day also explores the technician's role and how vital it is to maintain an efficient health system.
Absolutely, a very important role that takes on, that wears a multitude of hats. As a pharmacy technician, works in a variety of environments. Depending on education and training, they manage dispensary supplies at hospitals, clinics, retail pharmacies, prisons, and veterinary clinics. Their roles may include the supervision of other pharmacy staff. Under a pharmacist's guidance, a technician may supply medication to patients, prepare prescriptions. They also provide patient education and communicate with physicians.
This is a super important one on today. If you guys work in a pharmacy or work as a pharm tech, or anyone you love works as a pharmacy technician, today is the day to show your appreciation for them. They are doing vital work to making sure that we're getting the proper doses of our medication provided, prescribed by our doctors, and just a really great middleman to make sure that our masses are being safe while consuming medication.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're shooting any luck out to any pharmacy technician out there as we get after it in this game number 7. And as we get after it, I would like to highlight our next National Day, National I Love Lucy Day. National I Love Lucy Day on October 15th celebrates one of television's all-time greatest shows, I Love Lucy.
Absolutely, this very iconic black and white TV show was a classic tale. If you were here for the lunchtime show, I talked a little bit about how many different of my classes while growing up in school used different I Love Lucy segments and episodes to relate back to our lesson plan in a comedic way. And so, as I didn't really grow up watching I Love Lucy outside in my own time, I did get to see a lot of different clips from my schooling.
Absolutely. Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, very iconic duo right there, playing Lucy and Ricky in that series. Definitely a fun duo that went on for 6 seasons, as we saw it start in 1952. And in its final season was running in 1957.
Very, very iconic. We do have our winner here as Howie over at the Outtakes in New Hope gets to take home that double Musco prize. Congratulations going out to you, Howie. $85 is going out to you in this great game of Game Day Bingo. Make sure you guys continue to get enrolled in this next round, as that minor jackpot is back up to 54 balls or less as you get enrolled.
Absolutely, we should have a lot of fun here. But I Love Lucy, an iconic sitcom, as me and Jordy are a huge fan of the classic sitcom, and we watch a bunch of different versions of the sitcom. So I would love to cover the
Rolling Stones rate as best, what would you say, 20 TV sitcoms of all time?
Let's just do top 10.
Top 10.
We don't need to do full 20. 20 is a lot. But starting off in that 10th... Gosh, if I can get to it. Starting off in that 10th place spot, we have The Larry Sanders Show, which was on HBO from 1992 to 1998. Crazy that this is in the top 10. We passed a bunch of works that I know very, very well, and I don't know if I've ever heard of this show.
I can't say I have either.
Yeah, so very interesting. At number 9, though, is one that me and Jordy love, and Jordy just grew a love for over this past year.
That's right. Sitting at number 9, we've got Parks and Rec. This is an NBC show that started in 2009 and ran all the way to 2015. I gotta say, I love this show. Ian just showed this for me for my first time. And I don't know why, but while everyone was watching these sitcoms on Netflix in about 2014 or whatever. Yeah. I would get Trailer Park Boys and Parks and Rec confused, and so I just strayed away from them.
That's so funny because they are like
so different,
not any bit close to each other at all. I love both of them, but I think that.
But do you see why I would stray from Parks and Rec?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the
Thinking it's the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, Trailer Park Boys is a very different vibe that I don't think you would find nearly as funny. Where Parks and Rec, I was so convinced when I was showing it to you. I was like, oh, she's gonna like this one. She's gonna like this one because you had found some love for The Office, but there was a bit that just was missing, and I was like, oh, everybody who kind of enjoys The Office always ends up loving Parks and Rec.
You're either one or the other.
I love both. I'm not one or the other.
You don't think so? I would think you're more Office.
You think so? I mean, like, I think I would.
Maybe just because you defended to me.
I would claim The Office more.
Yeah.
On it, but really, I'm a huge fan of either. If you had to make me pick one or the other, I'm picking The Office. But that's probably more due to the fact that was the one that was introduced to me, and so then everything that I saw in Parks and Rec was just a spin-off off of The Office kind of deal. Like, I was like, oh, look at how you could tell they inspired that character off of Dwight or Rashida Jones or whatever it is, kind of thing.
Well, Parks and Rec sitting at number 9. Up next at number 8, we have The Honeymooners, a CBS TV show from 1995 through 1956. I'm sorry, 1955 through 1956.
Oh, super short series, but it has only 39 episodes, but everyone remembers it, and it's considered one of the greatest one-season series in TV history.
Well.
Next up, we got in 7th, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, which ran from 1970 to 1977.
Yes, I remember hearing a lot about The Mary Tyler Moore Show when I was a young kid. I've seen reruns of her show. It was never for me, but yeah, I can see why this made the list.
Yeah, definitely a cool one. 6 is MASH. That ran from 1972 to 1983. I'm actually shocked that it's not in the top 5, if I'm being completely honest. But 11-season series covering the Korean War that was just extremely popular, starring some really fun actors.
Absolutely. At number 5, we have All in the Family, the CBS special from 1971 through 1979. Yeah, this is the Archie Bunker family.
Oh, okay. Very, very cool. Yeah, and it
has like Rob Reiner.
It would pave the way for Tony Soprano and the modern age of anti-heroes.
Yes, because Archie Bunker was very unlikable, but people still rooted for him.
Yeah, I get that. We do have $23.70 going out to Dana over at the Wildcat Saloon. Congratulations to you, Dana, in this awesome game of Game Day Bingo. As we now get enrolled into this next matchup, this next game will include a minor jackpot at 56 balls or less.
Continue to get enrolled as we continue talking about the ranked greatest sitcoms. Sitting at number 4, it goes hand in hand with our National Day. It's I Love Lucy that ran on CBS from 1951 to 1957. Absolutely.
Not surprised that got into the top 5. That 4th, great spot for it. Number 3, we got Seinfeld. That ran from 1989 to 1998. My dad, my grandpa, all my uncles, all love Seinfeld. Can't stand it. Can't stand it at all. Don't find Jerry Seinfeld funny at all. It's just not my taste. And I know he's a hilarious man because, he's obvious.
Seinfeld.
But it's like every single joke feels like, so how about that airplane food? And I'm like, that's not my humor.
Yeah, it was the time before.
Yeah. But Seinfeld, a fun show that I actually like. What's his name that has the big hair? Kramer. Yeah. Cosmo Kramer. That was always one because he always reminded me of my brother Ben. And And so I just had a love for him whenever I did end up catching a few episodes.
That's so funny. Sitting at number 2, we've got the classic TV show Cheers that aired on NBC from 1982 through 1993.
This is one that I've actually wanted to try a few different times, as it has a lot of actresses and actors that I really enjoy in the roles that they have taken on since. But I've just never gotten around to it, and it doesn't feel like my type of sitcom. And so I've just never really tried to sink my teeth into it, but it does look really entertaining.
Yeah, it's one that has really called out to me, but I can tell why it's got such a long-standing list of fans.
Yeah, I like that main male actor that's in it. What else is he in? Is he in The Good Place?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
And then the number 1 spot is The Simpsons. Makes sense, as The Simpsons have been running forever. So many people have grown up watching The Simpsons and then shown their kids The Simpsons.
I'm gonna say generations have all grown up watching this.
Exactly. Like our parents could have watched it, and then we watched it as kids, and now there's kids.
I'm gonna say I think we're on like the 3rd or 4th generation of watching The Simpsons.
It's wild. It is wild. The Simpsons have a huge, is definitely a huge one.
Absolutely, a super, super fun one. This is one that I remember watching with my parents all the time, as well as when we were staying at a hotel room. My dad always needed the TV to be on to fall asleep, and so it was always either I Love Raymond or The Simpsons.
Definitely. Those are some good ones. Some ones I'd like to give some shout outs to.
Honorable mentions.
Arrested Development. They landed at number 15, but I love that show. I think it's a real classic. Let me see, what else is ones that I enjoy? South Park is okay,
I don't
but
agree with this list.
I don't agree with the list either. The Office is at number 23, which I think is shocking to me. But everybody has their own taste. I enjoyed Community as well. That's another good sitcom that I very much enjoyed.
Malcolm in the Middle at number 30 or 28.
That's a classic. The UK Office. That's a fun one. I think
Golden Girls at 32.
Ooh, that deserves to be higher in my opinion, just because of the iconic ladies. SpongeBob SquarePants. I've never thought of it as a sitcom. I don't know, what is a sitcom.
Not SpongeBob.
I was gonna say I never thought of it as a sitcom.
I kind of consider anything with a laugh track a sitcom.
That's what I thought as well. Bob's Burgers. That's one of me and Jordy's favorite little animated sitcoms. Maybe our favorite of all-time animated sitcoms.
Yeah, probably mine at least.
Yeah, really entertaining. I know you really enjoyed Friends. I've never tried watching Friends, but I know you had a fun time. What was it, your first year of college or something like that, where you really binge-watched it?
Yes. Yeah, it was awesome. I finally got the appeal of being able to talk to all my friends about knowing the lore and hating Ross. But we do have our winner here, as the Yags crew over at the Riverboat Depot gets to take home $27.10. Congratulations going out to you, Yags crew. Make sure you guys continue to get enrolled in this next round, as we have that minor jackpot back up at 58 balls or less, as it is over $100.
Should be a lot of fun as we get after it in this upcoming game. Just 2 minutes for you guys to get enrolled into this upcoming action. As you do so, we would like to continue talking about little sitcoms, and you were talking about Friends, yeah, and how you finally got the enjoyment of being able to talk with all your friends about the show.
Yeah.
Friends.
Yes. My friends love Friends.
Yeah.
That's what really got me to watch it. It never appealed to me when I was like a younger teen. I remember watching just like reruns on the TV, but I just never got into it. And then when I got to college, just everyone had watched through it at that point,
Yes.
And
because it was one of the few popular sitcoms that went on to Netflix, and so
it was like that and Vampire Diaries were like the two crucial ones that any young woman I had met in 2019 needed me to watch.
Yeah.
And so I set out and watched Friends start to finish, and it was honestly, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And yeah, I came out with completely different characters as my favorites, and I kind of knew I wasn't gonna like Ross, but
yeah, you've always kind of have had a stigma against sitcoms. I feel like it wasn't until like the last few years that I feel like I've been able to talk you into watching more random sitcoms and stuff like that.
Especially the whole family dynamic sitcom. That was not for me. The closest to that I got was that 70s show. That is one sitcom that I have watched start to finish.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. I think that the Modern Family got you into the whole family dynamic sitcom. Well, one of the most iconic sitcoms we are celebrating on today, National I Love Lucy Day. So maybe when you get home tonight and you're looking for something to watch, maybe throw on a good old black and white episode of I Love Lucy.
Absolutely, but we have to talk about a very important day on today, National White Cane Safety Day. National White Cane Safety Day happens on October 15th as we celebrate the achievements of people who are blind or visually impaired. The day marks the importance of recognizing the white cane. The white cane is not just a tool, but it also represents the independence of those who are blind worldwide.
Absolutely, definitely a cool one we get to highlight here, as there are so many really, really impressive people that are visually impaired, as people who, as I'm sure many of us are able to see. It's hard to even imagine living a life while being visually impaired, but they do it without a hitch in their step. They're able to go out there and make huge changes, even if they weren't blind, they would be considered huge changes. We talked about Stevie Wonder during our lunchtime, and he was a prodigy even without his eyes being unable to see. And so it's one of those things where you're just like, wow, that guy is a musical genius, and it just so happens that he gets to inspire a huge group of people that can see, wow, I can do anything that I put my mind to.
Absolutely, this is a great one on today, and a great one to maybe go out and educate yourself on some of the bigger names that have accomplished some incredible things with or without their vision.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I always find it so crazy to watch the visually impaired Olympic races, where they have to have the sprinter right next to them to like make sure they know where they're sprinting at.
Yeah.
And I always am like, wow, like I would run into that person's leg, and we are face planting together.
Yeah, it's a
on
completely
the
different
track.
mental state.
Oh,
you gotta lock yourself into.
Yeah, I feel like it changes the race up completely. But I thought it's so cool.
It's incredible that they can accomplish that.
But then you watch those people and they're flying. I mean, faster than I've ever imagined going, and so it's so cool. It's so cool. Well, really, really awesome one to highlight as we celebrate the achievements of people who are blind and visually impaired on White Cane Safety Day.
Absolutely. Up next, we have our final National Day. As we close in here on this one ball away, we have about 4 of you lucky players all trying to take away this prize as we've moved past that minor jackpot. So we do have $42.40 going out to DJ Smoke 1 as well as Amy T. But Amy T over at the Extra Innings and DJ Smoke over at the Big Boar Barbecue. They're each splitting up that $42 prize. Congratulations here. We have that minor jackpot clicking up to 60 balls or less going into this next round. So make sure you guys are grabbing those iPads and continuing to get enrolled.
Absolutely. As we get into our final National Day of today.
Absolutely, as we have National Grouch Day. That's right, as we sent out notice to all the grouches around the world to be their truest grouch. If you're a grouch, today is your special day, according to the Sesame Street magazine. Today is the day for all grouches to celebrate their way of life.
Absolutely a great one we get to highlight here, as it's all about Oscar the Grouch. And we got some 10 wacky facts that you don't know about Oscar the Grouch.
I'm quite excited about this.
The first one already shocked me. Jim Henderson's original idea for Oscar was for him to be purple. Despite this fact, in the first season in 1969, he was actually orange. It wasn't until the following year that Oscar the Grouch took his trademark green color.
Wow.
So he started off as orange.
Yeah, in order to explain the switch from orange to green, Oscar, in a couple of extraordinary interviews, explains about a visit to a swamp, mushy, muddy for his vacation. He says that the dampness caused him to be covered in mold, therefore explaining his overnight color change.
That is hilarious. The most recent visit Oscar had, a political commenter, a visit he had with a political commenter was in April 2019. Visit from Stephen Colbert, The Tonight Show, during which they performed a duet together and discussed the state of the world as it pertains to politics. Then Colbert tricks Oscar into admitting it will all get better. That is hilarious.
Absolutely. Over the years, Oscar has had a menagerie of pets, with his most favorite being Slimy the Worm. We all remember Slimy the Worm and his impressive feats. He was the first worm on the moon, and he often helped Oscar when no one else could. For example, Oscar locked himself in his can in one episode, and Slimy pushes a key through the top of the lid for him.
That's awesome. Most of us know from watching Sesame Street as kids that Oscar is not stuck in being just in his trash can all the time. Although he presumably could have if he had chosen to. Since he has an Olympic-sized swimming pool in there, did you know Oscar even found a way to walk around? Oscar put 2 holes in his trash can so he could force his legs through. Force his legs through them and convey himself and his trash can wherever he wants to. That's hilarious.
That is so funny. Oscar is so grouchy that we can't imagine him having a family. But he does. His mother, Mrs. Grouch, likes to drop in on him frequently to make sure that he's still as grouchy as ever. She constantly worries that other people on Sesame Street are going to alter him into being a nice puppet. So when she visits, Oscar will sometimes mock her by saying please. But much to his disgust when he does, she washes his mouth out with vanilla ice cream. Granny Grouch is Oscar's grandmother, naturally. And though we don't know much about which side of the family she falls on, Granny's choice thing to do is place a big wet kiss on Oscar, which we all know he hates.
That's hilarious. Then there's the very little known Grandpa Grouch, which we have no idea if he is wed to Granny Grouch or someone else. His puppet was created from the old Oscar puppet the first time he appeared on Sesame Street.
Wow.
The next time he appeared, his puppet was created from an old Grouch background character.
Wow.
Super interesting. Ooh, he has a girlfriend as well.
Wow.
Yeah, Grundagetta
Yeah.
is her name. Very fun stuff. He has a signature song. But before we talk more about the Grouch, we do have Salute over at VFW St. Cloud. Taking home our minor jackpot, $244.91.
Absolutely. Congratulations, taking home that minor jackpot. We'll have $73.30 getting tacked onto a double Musco prize in this next round. Continue to get enrolled. Well, going back on the grouchy business. Well.
Oscar once fell in love with the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just Grungetta as
I think it's
Grungetta, but also the Wicked Witch of the West. Makes sense with his green outlook.
Absolutely. Well, today is the National Grouch Day. So embrace your grouchiness on today wherever you are. It's a national day to just embrace it.
Absolutely. Be a little grouchy. Definitely a fun one to highlight on today, National Grouch Day. As we move on to our Minnesota Twins news, which is no news. And so we're going to highlight some MLB news, as there's actually an MLB matchup happening today, as this is the League Championship Series, as it is Game 2 with the New York Yankees leading 1-0 as they are in New York as the Cleveland Guardians will be looking to tie up that series tonight at 6:38.
Should be some really exciting stuff. Our Twins are in their off season, but we'll have to see who is going to be coming out victorious between the Cleveland Guardians and the New York Yankees. Who are you betting on?
Ooh, I'm going to go with Cleveland Guardians tied up.
Yes. Okay, because I want to say the New York Yankees are going to pull away.
Oh, fun stuff.
Yes.
Well, we'll see how it goes down. If you guys are missing our Minnesota Twins, though, you can check out the E-Tab game Twins Win. If you pick out a lucky batter in the Home Run Derby bonus round and you end up picking out the right batter, you'll be taking home some Grand Slam prizes. It's always a fun time there playing that awesome Twins-themed E-Tab.
Absolutely, and it is a great way to show your support for our Minnesota sports team, Twins, as well. We can't wait to see how this offseason will fare and what manager Rocco Baldelli will have in store for our Twins. But if you guys want to go and check out some of our other games other than that Twins Win, you can still go to that same place right on those iPads, and we have actually over 70 different charitable E-Tab games that you guys can choose to play at any time. Each of our games have huge prizes up to $1,500 as we have those awesome small bets including 50 cents to $5. They have great bonus rounds and free play rounds that you guys can win as well. You guys go and check them out. I definitely want to highlight Night of the Winning Dead as we are in the heart of the spooky season. And an otherwise relaxing day while you enjoy a picnic is disturbed by a zombie horde. Your only choice is to find the nearest farmhouse, barricade yourself in, and win big prizes.
It's always a great time there. Hopefully you guys are checking it out. One of our favorite E-Tab games, Night of the Winning Dead. I'll be highlighting a little Monster Moolah action. It has a bunch of our classic monsters, Frankenstein's Monster, and other great
Ghoulies too.
yeah, ghoulies, vampires, and all. It's definitely a great time there. What is your favorite version of Frankenstein's monster?
You
Van
know,
Helsing?
that's probably the most humanized I've seen him.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'd probably say Van Helsing.
That's what I instantly thought of when I was thinking of my favorite Frankenstein monsters. But I think there's also other ones that I could lean into. I would have to look at like the animated works that I've seen that have Frankenstein's monster. Do the Munsters hang out with Frankenstein's monster?
No.
Does just one of them kind of look like Frankenstein's monster?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Which
think.
just looks like Frankenstein.
Oh, okay. I think I always just assumed. I think he would be my favorite. If he was Frankenstein, he would be my favorite Frankenstein. But
Well, no, you're right. I think that maybe the father is Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster.
let's find out.
Yeah.
As, since we're talking about the spooky E-Tab games, and Frankenstein is in what game?
Monster Moolah. Guys, go and check it out. It is a super fun one. But we were talking about the monsters, and yes, the father is Frankenstein's monster.
Okay, yeah, I was like that has to be. I mean, you see him now, and
Herman
so
Monster, yeah, is Frankenstein's monster.
yeah. So I definitely think he's my favorite version of Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's definitely a fun one. I'll just stick with Van Helsing. It's definitely the one that made me feel like the most for.
Oh, absolutely. I also like all the different Hotel Transylvania characters. I think they're fun. Even though I was a little old for it, I still found enjoyment. And I forget
Super
who
cute.
voice acts that one. But we do have a winner.
It's DJ Smoke 1 over at the Big Boar Barbecue, taking home $111 on that Musco prize. Nicely done, taking home that double Musco.
Kevin James voices Frankenstein's monster. So it's fun.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a big fan of most of the voice actors in Hotel Transylvania.
Oh yeah, if
Steve Buscemi
if it came
oh,
out
no.
10 years earlier, it would probably be my favorite Halloween movie of all time.
Yeah.
But just because we were, I don't know how old when 2013 is when it came out, so
We were like 14.
we were like 14. Freshman year of high school, I was so anti-animated
I
works
didn't
at that
watch
time.
any of these until like last year when I was babysitting.
Yeah, they're fun though. I think they're really fun movies. Well, check out the E-Tab games that are also fun, that are monster and ghoul themed. Night of the Winning Dead, Monster Moolah, House on Haunted Hill.
Voodoo Guru.
So many you can check out. And let us know which one is your favorite.
Absolutely, but you guys have just about a minute and a half to get enrolled into this next round, and we definitely need to talk a little bit about our Minnesota Lynx.
As our Minnesota Lynx are tied right now 1-1 in the WNBA Finals. It looks like heading into this game, the Liberty are the favorites, but this will be the first matchup in Minnesota, which I think gives us a nice little advantage, as we'll need it after having a really rough game going up against the Liberty. Just when was that? A few days ago, as we lost 80-66 in that matchup.
It was Monday night.
Yeah, we shot really poorly from the three-point line. It was like 30% from the three-point line, where we saw the New York Liberty shoot at a 45% from the three-point line. We just can't have that happen. We got to contest more of those three-point shots, and we got to be able to make our three-point shots at a higher clip. And then also the free throw differential. They were able to get to the line double the amount of times we were. We can't have that happen again if we want to be able to get a victory here. We need to protect our home court. We did what we needed to do, and that was get at least one win in New York. And now we get 2 games at home, which I think gives us a great advantage to be able to, hopefully take a lead in this series in this upcoming game.
Absolutely. We are super excited to make sure you guys are coming out and watching our Lynx, as we have another game that's happening tonight at, I think, 7? Yeah.
Tomorrow at
7.
Yeah.
Really exciting stuff.
That should be a good one. I'm excited to see how it goes down. Right now, ESPN Matchup Predictor has it a really close game, with us only at a 45.3% chance of victory. I'd like to get us closer to that 50-50 spot. No, I like being the underdog. I want to prove them wrong. And, light a fire under us. I'm excited for that game tomorrow. So shoot some luck out to our Lynx, as I know that we are all hoping for us to be able to reel in a WNBA record 5th championship.
Absolutely, but we have a super fun game night coming to you live at 6:40 p.m. tonight as MegaSota game night. Our first PGL matchup of the week will be coming to you, and you want to make sure you're signed up and ready to take home those PGL points that accompany those great prizes. Head on over to pgl.world, sign on up, and become a member of the Pilot Gambling League to be able to earn our PGL points that come out on our specialty nights. But not just that, you get access to insider information like a monthly newsletter that'll get sent out to the email you sign up with.
Absolutely. So sign up at pgl.world today and get ready for all of the MegaSota game night action happening tonight. You got Top Dog, Fishing Derby, Open Season, Easy Money, Jackpot Jungle, all great games to take home those huge prizes in. You will not want to miss out.
Absolutely. You definitely do not want to miss out on a MegaSota game night coming to you live at 6:40 or that Wild Wednesday tomorrow at 7 p.m. to try and take home every PGL point you possibly can. We are about 3 balls away from a couple of you lucky players like Ruby Doobie, as well as a few others as well. That's actually kind of what we call our cat sometimes.
Yes, yeah, we do call them that. Just 1 ball away, as we'll wait and see. $27.60. Hopefully we'll go out soon. After we give it out, we'll be hopping into some fun movies released on today, as I really enjoy our movie list for today. I think there's a lot of variety, and you get a little taste of everything when you talk about this. I mean, literally a taste of everything is in this movie list.
We do have Easy over at the Wings Tavern and Grill taking home $27. Congratulations going out to Easy.
Definitely a great one there, as we now get enrolled into this next game with a 56 ball or less minor jackpot. But as we are getting after it in this game, we would like to start off with our first movie released on today in history. Released on today in 1999, we have Fight Club.
Absolutely. This is a star-studded cast of people with an iconic twist at the end. It's got Edward Norton, Brad Pitt, Helena Bonham Carter, as well as faces like Jared Leto and Meatloaf. Yeah, this is a really fun one on today.
Yeah,
absolutely. Is Reese Witherspoon in it? No.
No. It's an SNL skit that Reese Witherspoon did about how you can't talk about Fight Club, and it was a whole thing about not talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rule number 1.
Exactly. So that's the whole thing it was. But this is probably my favorite Brad Pitt work. I've never been a huge Brad Pitt guy.
Really?
And so I probably would say this is my favorite Brad Pitt work. Yeah, I've always been more of... I don't know why I compare
am not a fan of Brad Pitt as well, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, as well as Bullet Train and Sinbad are my top 3.
Oh, he voice acts in Sinbad?
Yeah, he is Sinbad, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, Sinbad I didn't watch. Probably, if I had to give it to anything, it would be Inglourious B-Words. Would be my like favorite movie that he is in.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's my favorite Brad Pitt work. I think
like him in
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That was the first thing I liked him in.
That was one that I struggled to get into. I don't like retellings of history. I don't know. I don't know. I like fictional works.
So satisfying to me. I love all of Quentin Tarantino's rewrites of history.
Yeah, I'm a very picky when it comes to Quentin Tarantino works. I can completely admit that. I like a very minimal amount of Quentin Tarantino works.
Yeah, whereas I'm a big fan, so
yeah.
Take that with what you will.
I do think...
I also like Joe Black, where he's death personified.
Never saw that one.
Yeah, it's like Meet Joe Black or something like that, and I don't really know how he takes a human form. I think he dies, but death takes his body, and he ends up falling in love and learning the meaning of life.
Yeah. I mean, if you're like talking about a guy that like got like kind of similar roles and stuff like that, I was always more of Matt Damon kind of guy, and so that was the roles I watched.
This whole group of men I avoided like the plague.
Oh, you just didn't watch their movies or anything like that?
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, him, Tom
Edward
Cruise.
Norton.
Yeah, I never watched any of them. I didn't even realize I had watched Edward Norton and stuff until I watched Glass Onion.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, I recognize him.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Christian Bale.
See, I do.
Besides The Dark Knight.
Well, Heather's. Yeah, there are a few Christian Bale movies I like.
Okay.
No, that's Christian Slater. No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who you're talking. I just assumed that.
Christian Bale.
But it's probably my favorite Brad Pitt work at Fight Club. It's probably also my favorite Edward Norton flick as well. It's a fun one. I love Helena Bottoms Carter's
we have
role
so much love
in this
for her
one.
sitting here.
So it's a good one. It's a fun one.
I love Meatloaf. I'll have to give this a watch on today.
Yeah, I feel like you got to give it some kind of watch. I know I tried to sell you of it during a little bit more on lunchtime, as I was telling you that it's not all about the twist.
No, it's one that I want to watch. It's just because it got spoiled. I was like.
Okay, well we are adding it to the list of movies. We now we have a third.
I like it.
I
want Ian to show me all of the iconic movies of his life.
Like these are it's literally these men's movies is what I'm trying to show her now. It's Good Will Hunting, which she's never seen, which is Matt Damon, Ben Affleck as a young duo. Fight Club, and then what is the other one that that we were searching up? Whiplash, which isn't a part of that group, but yeah, that's later on down the road. Yeah. So different generation.
But it
of
took
actor.
me eons to watch Martian, and now I have a bigger appreciation for Matt Damon. Yeah. Matt Damon's a good actor. I like him. He just was a very much. The things he acted in was so not what you. Oh, and I Bought a Zoo. I did like Matt Damon.
Oh, We Bought a Zoo. Yeah. Some of it. You're naming some of his least popular work, but yeah.
Talk about my movie taste. It's all 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
We got KKB over at the Thunder Bar and Restaurant taking home $39.80. Congratulations to you, KKB, as we now get rolled into this next game with that minor jackpot. Click it up from 56 to 58 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we compete in this upcoming game.
Most of my tastes are off the beaten path.
It definitely is.
I think that's safe to say.
But this one's a fun one. I think it's, especially when I watched it, it was probably the biggest plot twist I had ever watched as a kid, and I didn't appreciate the entire plot of it when I first initially watched it, and it wasn't really till I was around 18 years old that I could watch it and really understand the concepts that
The gravity of it.
Yeah, exactly. You just really didn't. It's more just like a really fun work when you're a kid and you don't understand
and just
the mental health aspects of it. And then when I watched it again, I was like, oh wow, this is actually a really good work.
So deep.
Definitely a cool one on today. Fight Club, released on today in 1999. Probably my favorite movie in this list. Definitely it is.
Up next, in 2010, we've got another action flick, definitely a different tone, as Red was released.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a cast. Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich, Helen Mirren, Carl Urban, Mary Louise Parker, and so many other fun actors and actresses. Richard Dreyfuss, Brian Cox, really...
Julian McMahon.
Yeah.
That was an actor that I thought was going to get bigger than he did.
I thought he absolutely destroyed it in the Fantastic Four movies for me. I thought he was a perfect, what's the electric guy?
Yeah, I agree.
Called. I'm completely blanking on what is name. Doctor Doom. He was a perfect Doctor Doom for me because he felt smart, but he also felt like conniving. I really enjoyed him as that role, and I thought he was intimidating. Yeah, big fan of Julian McMahon, even though I've literally only seen him in the Fantastic Four movie.